Hey, everybody. Welcome to Gamers Chat Podcast. I am your host, Lunar Knight, with my co-host, Shortdoggie626.
Sup?
We are just a couple of gamers who like to talk about video games, anime, movies, whatever we feel like talking. And this is how we roll. Welcome to our new version of Gamers Chat Podcast. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right,
Yep.
man. Short Doggy, it is nice to see you again.
Same here, same here. Always good to talk to my brother.
Oh, for real, right?
Yep.
Man, man, it has been a week, one way or another.
Oh, hell
But
yeah. You
I
don't
am,
say.
yeah, no, really, no. But dude, my studio is gonna be coming along soon. I got stuff to make panels so I can, get this audio a little bit more cleaner in here.
Nice.
So, but the best part is the panels will, work two ways. Not only will it work for, the podcast and my other projects, but it also worked for the kind of, I guess you call it my little theater room, since my office is also my theater room.
Yeah.
I got the surround sound
Little
and
man,
everything,
little man
make the
cave and
audios
whatnot.
better. Yeah, something like that. So
Ain't no something like that. That's what it is.
I wish I would be a cave, because then people would leave me alone, but that ain't ever gonna happen.
Yeah, see, that's the joy of marriage and kids and all that good stuff. Never have time to yourself.
That's also the joy of being able to lock a door, but I can't do that without someone going like, "Dad, let me in."
And sadly, that's usually the younger ones, not the
Yeah,
older ones.
exactly. Uh-huh.
Younger
So
ones that throw a
usually if
temper
it's my
tantrum.
wife, she'll knock on the door. I'm like, "Honey," I'm like, "I don't want to open the door." "Honey, I have a surprise for you." "I don't want that." "You might want to see this." And then you open the door, and then she's like, "Here, do this for me." Fuck.
It's not a surprise I wanted. Dang it! This is not the type
Exactly.
of surprise I had in mind.
Not at
Oh,
all.
you,
But
you're
still.
lying. You lied to me.
Exactly. You've betrayed my trust with giving me husband duty jobs.
Exactly.
The
But
honey
nah,
to-do list.
I think like, dude, freaking love. I love my new setup. I love I love how my office looks and feels now. It's once again, thank you, and both to you and my sister. My sister is on that because
Yeah,
it
good.
feels different in a good
Yeah.
way.
Oh yeah. No, I get it, man. I
But
get it,
now
absolutely.
I think I think this upcoming weekend
Mm-hmm.
I might have my sister come by and retwist my hair or cut it off if that might be the case. Because
When was the last time you had your head shaved?
I don't want to get it shaved, but last I had it
Well,
done was about a year.
yeah, okay, not shave per se, but when was the last time you had it kind of cut down,
Oh.
Because the last several years, I don't think I've seen you have anything but dreads in a while.
Yeah, no, I can remember when we was all living together.
Up north.
Yeah, I really like that actually played a role in why I cut it all off because I was looking up hairstylists in that area
Yeah.
and
So it's been that long, huh?
yeah. But
Oh,
like
wow.
I was going to keep it short once I moved back down where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you know what? This is this is going to be a little a knock to the barber community, mainly the black barber community.
Uh-huh.
No haircut should be $60 goddamn dollars
No.
ever.
Mm-mm.
I don't give a fuck what you're doing to my head,
Right.
unless you're making my shit grow.
Mm-hmm.
I should not pay you damn near the price it costs to fucking get my dreads retwisted. And it even did, cause like, you know what, you know something? And yes, I'm ranting, y'all, because this is This is a ongoing issue. Here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am more willing to pay the price to get my dreads retwisted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or better yet, because no, let me run it down to you. Do the the washing, the drying, the retwist,
Mm-hmm.
and the style. Then handle the facial hair too,
Mm-hmm.
right? That can run you anywhere from $70 to maybe $120, right?
Right.
That is fair. That is a lot of work being done, especially if you had to get a detox. 'Cause it's not just it's not a quick, let me just zip, cut your hair and see you on the way. With a
Right.
detox, you gotta let it sit. You gotta let the person dress sit in that stuff for a minute for it to
Yeah.
pull it all off the hair. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, like, dude, um, barbershops, like I said, one of the main reasons why I decided to grow it back and get dreads again
Mm-hmm.
was mainly because of that. And plus, I was not a fan of the whole cosmetics. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I'm balding
Mm.
or if my hair is thinning, and maybe this is a 90s baby generation thing. Okay? Don't spray some hair shit in my head to make my hair look fuller. We don't do that. That's not what we do. If we're balding, we're freaking balding, and we take it on the chin. Either we wear a hat
Mm-hmm.
or we shave it all off. But you see brothers nowadays walk around here getting their hair cut, getting a little design, getting a little stuff like sprayed in the hair to make it look thicker,
Mm-hmm.
and then like crisp edge ups. And I wonder what the edge up is, this all that shit. I know they can't see that, but still, that's not the point.
The edge of is kind of like manually creating a receding hairline or a hairline for your
It's like creating a box shape hairline, if you will.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
which cause like it just look clean. It looks more crisp like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, it gives
It
that cleaner
just does.
look.
Yes, and I even tell I tell my white brothers this all the time. Homie, if you're going to go get your hair done, I understand that you don't necessarily need it. You might have bangs, but boobla, get the edge up.
Mhm.
Get the edge up. It just looks nice. You gonna thank me later. You gonna be like, ooh, ooh, damn, I look good. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I get you. I
But
get you.
yeah, yeah, no, barbers, go down your price. It's not an experience. You're just cutting hair.
Yeah.
And I know some of the barbers in my family gonna want to kick my ass for that, but I got I
You
got them
know
in my
what?
family.
You know what? That's gonna bring me up to our first topic of the night. Okay,
Let's go.
based off of what your little story right there. All right, so we both know what is it called? Uh, Hell Song or
The anime?
no. It's the new game that just came out. Hollow Knight. Sorry,
Hollow Knight,
I don't know
yeah.
where I'm going with Hell
Silk,
Song
I
here.
think you saw a Silk Song or something like that.
Yeah, it's Hollow Knight Silk Song, right?
Yeah.
Made by Team Cherry, indie game. Everybody's like been waiting for this game for like the last 6 years to come out, right?
Yeah, like goddamn.
Since the last Hollow Knight game.
Yeah.
Anyways, so right before we started broadcasting our podcast, I ran into a TikTok video, and it was funny as hell, dude. This guy just skidded it all out, but pretty much what he did, he's got the three. major people out there. There's a guy like Nintendo and Activision and Ubisoft, all
yeah,
giving him shit, as Team Cherry and stuff like that, and pretty much is like dogging him about crashing their systems or whatever. Mainly Nintendo's like system, their shops and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh,
yeah,
I didn't just crash your system. I crashed,
all of
Nintendo. I
them.
crashed Microsoft. I crashed even Steam.
Yep,
And it's over." He was like, "I had." We had over 1 million downloads and, since the launch and over like well, I can't be exact, but I think he says I'm like almost like 560,000 congruent users or something. Like, everything. And then he just made the skit go on talking about how how the like Nintendo uh his Nintendo skit character was complaining about the fact that the game was $20 and saying that, what you can't you need to change the price because if you keep it at $20, then that's what people are going to expect the price of games should be is should be at $20. And he's like going back to his Team Cherry skit, he's like, yeah, games should be like that. That's how much
yep,
games should cost, and I was like, man, how how crazy would it be to sit there and actually think and experience that we can buy any game for $20.
dude. Oh my god. You know that.
But and again, back to our previous episodes in our original episodes, we had a conversation about how Nintendo games and video games, fluctuated in price back in the 90s
Yeah,
and early 2000s until like there was like this
this.
staple,
Yeah,
setup.
because it kind of landed on, and don't get me wrong, and don't get me wrong, it's like it was still there like throughout every generation of game.
Mhm.
It was more, I guess, tight knit back then, or like doing. I say from the moment from the PS3 era to the PS4 era, because like I said,
Well, that's kinda when they
PS2.
started leveling out. I mean,
Yes,
that's what
yes,
I'm saying.
that's
It's like in the 90s and close to the early 2000s, like the price of the games fluctuated based on popularity and what people response were, or, if it was a particular brand name like Mario or, Tetris or,
yeah,
or just like, Final Fantasy or something. Either way, it was
yeah,
like those game prices fluctuated based on popularity at the time. And then there was that, you know, consistent pricing that kind of came around the PS2 to PS3 era where games were like $59.99. And then, and then when they release bundle editions or deluxe editions or something, in some cases, it was like always $10 more or $20
yeah,
more if you wanted, the special bundles. And then we just started climbing up and things got worse. But but think about it though. I mean, here's the funny thing. Even in this skit, the 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 guy pretty much pretended like he was at Nintendo, Activision, and Ubisoft, and they were all talking about how many people do you think it took him, to develop this game? And they're like, oh, I bet he didn't. I bet he had like 300. Nah, I bet they had like maybe 3,000. And then he goes back to his Team Cherry skit character, and he's like, nah, that was only three. One person to code it, one person to develop it, or like do the art and
the
stuff
art
like that.
design and whatnot.
Yeah, art design. And then there's the one guy that went out there and marketed it and pulled all the fucking strings about how much the game was and got it out there in the world. And I'm like, three guys developed this game that everybody's been waiting for like 6 years for.
Yep,
They broke practically every gaming port there was to download the game,
yep,
and then yet they're only selling the game for $20. And Nintendo and all these conglomerate companies are like panicking because like you're saying the games that this game was developed by three people, you're only charging $20 per game. And yet we've got all these companies, we've got these big developers, and we're charging 80 to anywhere between 60 to $120 per, game, whether it be from standard edition to like a fucking deluxe edition,
Yeah.
and I'm
Which,
like, you know what? I'm gonna go with Team Cherry here. Let's start paying $20 a game.
yeah, let's start. I
Let's
mean,
start
dude,
doing that.
like, dude, cause like the thing, I love that this is this is a topic. I love that this topic is getting more light because the thing is, we if anybody for anybody who sit there and be like, we don't have the power, we don't have the control, we don't have none of this stuff. When it comes down to price of the games,
Hmm.
dude, look at what Nintendo did with the Switch 2.
Hmm.
Look at what they did with Mario Kart.
Hmm.
That's supposed to be, and if you paid attention, $80 was going to be their new price tag for all their games coming out. Nintendo, the only game Nintendo has is the only two games Nintendo has right now that's $80 is Mario Kart World and Mario Party Jubilee or something like that. Only two, and the Jubilee is like
Wasn't
two
the new
games.
Donkey Kong game $80
No,
too? No, they
60.
they changed it. They
Yeah,
dropped it down
it was
before.
like well $70.
Oh,
But like
$10.
yeah, but yeah, and it's like which I want to say we stop and think about it, it's like a $10 difference really was it really it was people really decided to stand on business for a $10 difference.
Hey, gosh darn it! That $10 will buy me a carton of eggs.
Barely that. Well, no.
Mm.
2 cartons nowadays. If you're
Oh,
lucky, and you go to the right place, that
depends. It
is.
depends.
Yes.
Depends if you're going through DoorDash.
Yeah. Now you're going to DoorDash, yeah, you might
Yeah,
get lucky with
exactly right.
one.
Hmm.
But no, that's the thing. If we keep on voicing making our opinion known, voicing and letting these companies know that we're not going to do this, the price of gaming is going to essentially go down. Now, unfortunately, the quality of some of the games may go down as well. But
Hmm.
here's how we counter that. If the game looks trash or it looks ass,
Hmm.
let it pass. Don't buy
Mm,
it.
right.
You know, let those bad numbers let those numbers show that hey,
Hmm.
we don't care. Like you're gonna give us the game. You're gonna give us the quality game that we deserve for the price we deserve,
Hmm.
or y'all gonna go out of business.
Mm,
At the end of the day, it's all about they gotta stay in business. They gotta make their money.
yeah.
Like shoot,
Well, here's another thing. All right, and going
right?
along with that. So right before we started, I was looking online for more information about something, some new news and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
So let me ask you this: what is your opinion about subscription based uh gaming? Meaning like Xbox
Final
Game
Fantasy.
Pass,
Okay.
PlayStation uh memberships, the Nintendo memberships, stuff like that. What are your thoughts about subscription based gaming?
That's a good one because I personally partake in it. Um, well, I mean that kind of gives you an idea what my stance on it because I do partake in it. No.
Do we have a choice?
See, I'm going to sound like a PC guy, a PC elitist when I say this. If we want to bypass it, then we could just play. We could just spend a shit ton of money, get a PC, and play video games on a PC. But if you want to be reasonable about it, and in all honesty, in the long run, I feel like this in the long run, you kind of saving money if it's just pure entertainment. Then I say it's a necessary. It's one of those necessary things, especially if you're let's say if you're getting it for your kids, right?
I want to stop you right there. All right, because that's gonna go into left field. All right, so I found an article.
All
All
right.
right, the article is, and I'm not gonna go into depths of what everything says in it. I'm just gonna read you the article title that you can look it up yourself. But this is on IGN. Former Bethesda executive says gaming subscription services worth jack beep shit without proper support for game developers. Okay. Technically, it goes on. The former ex Bethesda figurehead, um, what was his name? Pete Hines. He left
Yeah.
Bethesda, and this was like in 2023, going in
I think
right
he got
after
fired. Yeah.
the. Well, he retired. He may have been. It may have been a forced retirement, but he went into retirement in 2023. And he was with the company for like 24 years.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, no, yeah, that's the guy that got in trouble. Okay, go ahead, go ahead. I know who you're
Yeah,
talking about
we're
now.
not worried about his past.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
No, I say go ahead. I know who you're talking
but
about.
he kind of had a feeling because of things that were being spread around Microsoft and Bethesda about subscription gaming and everything, and he just had a feeling, and he made um he made the pretty much, I guess you would say, he made a hypothesis, or he just kind of took a leap out there and said things like, subscription. And this is a quote from him. He says, subscriptions have become the new 4-letter word, right? You can't buy products anymore, Hines said. When you talk about a subscription that relies on content, if you don't figure out how to balance the needs of the service and the people running the service with the people who are providing the content, without which your subscription is worth jack shit, then you have a real problem. All right. So he's pretty much going on a little bit, and you guys can read the article yourself on IGN. But he pretty much is stating that subscription services are essentially taking money away from developers. And he makes a point, because if you think about it, in July, it was either June or July of last year or this year, Xbox announced that they made $5 billion from their subscription services with Xbox Game Pass. But before that announcement, earlier that same month,
I know you about to say.
Microsoft let go
Yeah,
entire development groups,
yeah.
game developers, entire divisions. Okay. So his hypothesis, his little suggestion, his ideas of this subscription services is that having subscription services like get Xbox Game Pass and the PlayStation systems, and you and I were talking about like the idea between, would I choose a Nintendo Switch versus PlayStation, and like the purposes of and why we have to have the PlayStation subscriptions, and downloading the games that we can get for free using PlayStation Plus. That all leads to the same thing. If I don't pay for PlayStation Plus, I can't play the games I downloaded,
That
because
is true.
essentially
If you
what's
lose
happening
access,
well, I mean, essentially what it is the way he best described it is that subscription services like this is now the Netflix of gaming. So it's like, if I'm not paying for these services, I won't have access to play the games. Same thing with what people are talking about with Nintendo now, saying that Nintendo is technically, I go buy a Nintendo Switch 2, but if I mod it or do anything changes to it, guess what? Nintendo is going to brick it. So they literally almost said themselves that you do not own the Nintendo Switch. You
yeah,
are practically leasing it, almost, essentially, is what they've
pretty
been
much.
saying. And on top of that, there have been reports about the fact that Nintendo, for the Switch 2 now, will not allow you to use third-party USB-C docks or any kind of products that is USB-C that are not Nintendo licensed. It won't even work. You won't get a picture out, nothing. So everything that's going on with gaming in general now has
that
become a giant world of streaming services.
why
We
that
don't even own our games anymore if we're using subscription-based services. The
I
only
have a
place that
question.
I know that you can actually download and buy a game and you can play it without a subscription is Steam. You pay for a game on Steam, you download it, okay? And then you don't physically own the game, but you bought the license to use it, but you're
Yeah,
not paying. I'm not paying a fucking membership through Steam. I'm not paying a fucking membership through Steam to have access to the games that I've paid for. I either install them or I uninstall them.
yeah,
As long as I have my password to my account and nobody changes it or steals my account, I can access my games whenever I want.
yeah.
But I
Uh,
can't do that with Xbox or PlayStation unless I pay for a membership.
well, or if you buy the game outright. That's the thing.
But again,
You
that's the
can't play
thing.
you can't play but see, you cannot play and I get where you're coming from, but, like, the thing is
But Darren
and
or Shorty, think about it. When was the last time you bought an Xbox game or Microsoft based game?
there's no point.
You haven't because you got it on Xbox Game
Yeah, that's
Pass,
what I said,
right?
there's no yeah, that's what I'm saying, there's no point.
Well, no, you're not. You're saying there's no point. But what if you can't afford to pay membership anymore?
Then
Then you can't play the games that you've been paying for.
well, yeah. But see, no, but, and see, that's what I'm saying, though, because like, and what I was saying is and this is just more how I kinda feel about it. At the end of the day, I think the best thing the best thing that could happen or could come out is let these subscriptions go back to being just for the online services. Like being able to get access to these games without having to pay for nothing. That used to be a perk. That used to be a bonus. You know what I'm saying? It used to be something that it's like it was a like with the game of the month, right?
Mhm,
For a PlayStation, it used to be, hey, a toss up in the air what game you gonna get. Now that he added tiers to this shit, now that he added
mhm,
like, cause I'll be honest with you, I think that's where I honestly think that's where the downfall of everything kind of starts is when you start adding tiers to this shit, right? And adding like adding like these whole library of games, which if I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to be honest, I feel like half of them will not get played otherwise, and I think that's kind of why they do it.
mhm,
But if they kept it like how it used to be from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One to the PS4, right?
mhm, mhm,
And it was like mainly you buy the subscription to get access to the online features. They may throw you a game here and there. You might get a new game every month, right? But
mhm,
other than that, it was just to get access to online. It's like the thing is, yes, like I said before, I use Game Pass, and the main reason I keep the Game Pass is because with Microsoft,
mhm.
there's no point. Like I know I just gonna sound messed up, but Microsoft themselves, it's not like competition or nothing like that. Microsoft themselves have made it a point where it's like, honestly, why buy their product? Why buy their system? Why buy the Xbox now when you could get access to everything on day one via Game Pass on PC? Or
Well, here's an answer to your question or to your statement.
okay,
And and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
you're doing that like
um,
kind of hurt my feelings.
yeah, I know. I enjoy it a little too much.
Asshole.
Um, But it's like you said before, quote unquote, what if it's just for entertainment purposes? Why would I spend, you know, 1,000 or $2,000 on a gaming PC just to buy a gaming subscription to play Microsoft games, where I can go spend $500 on Xbox One and play the same games on there?
That's
Why
true.
waste the why waste the extra money?
That is true.
You know, because if they've got a basic laptop that they use for work and school or whatever I gotta do, why waste $2,000 to get a new gaming PC if I'm just gonna play the Xbox games on Xbox? You
Yeah,
know,
no,
that makes no sense.
that's
So
true.
your statement is somewhat valid but invalid. And then the other problem with having these subscription-based systems is exactly what I discussed earlier, is that developers are losing out on money because they're getting cut out as the middleman essentially, because for every game that was gets bought in general as a full price purchase, from a game, a good bit of that money goes back to the developers.
That
But
is true.
if a company is gonna put the games on a streaming service, you know, like Xbox Game Pass, then they're essentially cutting down the money that's going towards the developers because of the fact that, you know, Microsoft is saying, "Hey, we own this game. You know, you have a contract with us. We're gonna put it on our system, and we're gonna charge $15 a month or $20 a month for people to have access to your games from day one," which cuts you out 2/3 of the cost of what it would be for them to buy the game in the first place.
Hey, do you think that's why Sony and Nintendo don't do that?
I
'Cause like,
think I mean, they
no, no,
do
no, no,
they don't
listen,
do like
listen.
Game Pass essentially, but I mean, they have their own,
No, no, like,
you know,
listen, like,
services.
this what I'm saying. So when Sony and Nintendo come out with a AAA title, they're one their own AAA titles, right?
Mhm.
You have to buy it.
Yes.
You have to buy the game,
Mhm.
regardless if you have PlayStation Plus or Nintendo or was it the Nintendo Online, whatever Nintendo's called, right?
Yeah.
You have to buy it.
Mhm.
Microsoft and Xbox, it doesn't. It's like they're big, and I think this is kind of contribute to Microsoft having to lay off so many people, is because yes, I understand your streaming services kept making a killing,
Mhm.
but the big title games y'all are coming out with, y'all ain't really giving them no breathing room to really just try to make the sales themselves separately from the subscription. Everything like I don't think I honestly do not think for this upcoming year that Microsoft have a single game that is not available day one on Game Pass. I don't think they have a single game like that. Like,
I actually never looked into the details that much, but I mean, essentially based on what you're saying, I mean, yeah, I would think that's probably a good reason why PlayStation and Nintendo don't do something like that. Because, you know, I can't really remember, but I know that Nintendo or not Nintendo, but PlayStation did a layoff within within either the last year or two, but it was
yeah,
not
it was
as
the
drastic as how
yeah.
Microsoft was. But then, Nintendo or not Nintendo, but PlayStation didn't exactly go around letting go people from their divisions and then turning around saying, "Hey, we made, $6 billion, in revenue." Okay,
That is
well,
true.
if you made $5 billion, Microsoft, in that year for your subscription services like Game Pass, but just before that, you let go 1,500 employees or so. Don't quote me on the number. That's what
Like
I'm
it
recalling.
yeah, and don't
It
forget it's not just it was across the board. It wasn't just in the game departments, anything like that. It
Yeah,
was
it was throughout divisions and
yes.
developments. It was throughout the entire company.
Yes.
But either way, don't go around gloating that you made $5 billion in profit if you're sitting there getting rid of employees because of money restraints.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing with that $5 billion?
Exactly.
What are you doing with it? Where's it going? You know? And then I think earlier this year, we were expecting some games, like some real big AAA title games to come out with, sequels, and then right in the middle of development, they're like, "We're letting go the entire team," and everybody's like, "What the
Why?
fuck?"
Yes. And unfortunately, because they let go of the entire team, those games end up getting shelved or outright canceled.
Oh, no,
The
they're
thing
gone. They're not gonna be finished.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, like, and this thing that gets me this thing that gets me at Microsoft too. Um, and don't get me wrong, Sony is not completely innocent on this because the game was it Concord? Prime example of Sony getting greedy
Mhm,
and put a lot of money. And matter of fact, Marathon is another one.
mhm,
They put a lot of money into something, and that shit is no dice.
mhm.
Like, okay, granted, Marathon still haven't came out yet, but I
Yeah, I get
mean,
what you're saying.
it's just not working out.
Right.
Um, I will honestly say this because another thing I will say with Microsoft too
Mhm,
is that since they started, pulling in all the developers and whatnot,
mhm.
the quality of games that the developers has been creating has been lackluster. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, and if you think about it, it's because they don't have the funds because Microsoft is doing stuff like the subscription services.
Yes, and
People are not going around buying the games for Microsoft from Microsoft or Xbox or, Bethesda or any of them buying the games at wholesale anymore because of a subscription service like Microsoft Xbox Game Pass.
quick
And
question.
like I said, it cuts down the cost that goes towards the money that developers need to make games.
Yeah,
If
quick
they're not
question.
getting paid, they're not gonna put work into their games.
Good question. You played Starfield when it came out, right?
Yeah. I got it for
All right.
free with my graphics card.
Okay. So I was able to play it free with Game Pass, right?
Yep.
Now that was a big Bethesda. Am I saying that right? I'm not saying it right.
Bethesda,
Bethesda. You know what I'm saying? God damn it!
that
But that
company.
was yeah, that company. That was a big project from that company. But yeah, like from that company, that was a big, long project. Okay, I gotta find a better way to say that. But that was a big project of theirs,
Mhm,
huge project of theirs, right? And to be honest, I hate to fucking say it. No Man's Sky just shits all over that game.
oh, yeah, I mean, and and
But wait, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. But
okay.
like, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? That game was a $70 game on release.
Mhm,
And because I wanted to stream it at one point, I played a good deal of that game just
mhm,
doing side missions and stuff. And apparently, the side missions, some of the side missions you should not be able to do without progressing in the story, unlocking some of the powers and move sets that's in the game. I was able
mhm,
to do all of that with just without having any of the necessary skills. You know what I'm saying? And it's the thing, it kind of like looking back on, I enjoy Starfield, I enjoyed the space travel and stuff like that. But looking back on it, if it was a game for that company that I paid full price for and that's what I got,
mhm,
I would not be happy with my purchase
mm-mm,
because that's not if this is supposed to be they're supposed they're because of reputation, like I said, like with CD Project Red, right?
mhm,
Because of reputation, you are expecting a banger. And what we got was a dazzler.
Mhm.
Like, but see, and the reason why I bring up that game, the reason why I use that is because that is a prime example. I'm using that as a prime example of the quality of games that the developers on the Xbox has been pushing out and producing like that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I hate to say it, I hate to say it, but it's like when you're coming out with stuff like that, I would much rather pay what, 24.99 a month for the subscription and play it, beat it, or try it if I like it,
Mhm.
all that, and still have access to a whole library of other games
Mhm.
versus paying $70 or what they were going to try to do if you
Mhm.
try to buy a game. If you're going to try to buy a game this holiday season and then go back on it, $80 for a game that I have to tell myself it's good
Mhm.
as I'm playing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
I get what you're saying.
yeah. Oh
Yeah, no,
goodness.
I get it. Um, but and here's what gets me is that, um, you know, I think a lot of the games like Bethesda's, Starfield and stuff like that, I think a lot of that ended up did like, their quality of their games went downhill, after Microsoft bought them out,
Yeah, they really
you know?
have.
Um, but despite all that, I mean, it's just how things are going now, and you can't change it, you know? But if I made a suggestion, if I were make to make a suggestion of how I think, subscription services like that should go, um, balance it out, okay? Leave it where for the subscription services, you can access games in the library that are kind of like archived games, games that, you know, are relatively old, at least a year or something. Nothing. I wouldn't be putting day one titles in the subscription service.
Yeah,
Okay. What I would do is like have an archive system with older games in it, add new games every so often into it. But if it's gonna be a brand new game coming out, instead of making it fully accessible, like, why not just go ahead and put in a demo version? Give somebody at least an
bring back
hour trial.
demos.
Yeah, like, give somebody, like, an hour trial of what gameplay is gonna be like based on what the developers have created. Give the players a taste of the game, of what it looks like, and then that way they can buy the game at full price to support the developers and allow there be a income coming back into them. And then, but if you're a gamer that's like, I haven't played this game yet, and the game's been out for a couple of years, then, do what Nintendo or PlayStation does sometimes and, rotate the game um into a lottery system of the archives games and put it in there, you
Yeah.
know, and put it in part of the subscription services after a year or two. But like, don't take away the option to buy the game entirely by putting it as a day one option in a subscription service.
Well, I
I
mean,
feel like it defeats the purpose.
well, yeah, and don't get me wrong. Do not get it wrong. Do not get it wrong. You can still buy the game. You can still buy the
Yes,
game
I know.
outright.
Yes, but
But
again, any logical person now be like, "Oh, I can spend $20 a month and have the game first day on a PC or Xbox and play it whenever I want, as long as I'm paying the subscription services." Haha. But at the same time, it's going to be Xbox edition, so it ain't going to be a full PC version, even though it's optimized for the Xbox. So there's some limitations, but I can still play the game on day one, man.
yeah, yeah, I don't sound like that. Thank you very much.
No, I wasn't trying to imitate you. I'm just,
I know. But no, like you're absolutely right. But yeah, the thing is, And also, when you say the trial thing, I was thinking about it. That is exactly, and I hate. This is one thing I hate about PlayStation Plus. You get access to trial, like playing these new game on a on a trial basis, where you
Mhm.
pay for the premium. Like that's the one thing I just don't like. I don't like it
Are you talking
because
about the premium as in, like, the top
PlayStation,
tier?
yeah, the top tier PlayStation Plus.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, you get like granted, to be fair, to be fair,
Mhm,
on a monthly basis, and I might be wrong about it, but on a monthly pay basis, it's roughly the same price as PlayStation. I mean, as the Xbox Game Pass. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but
mhm,
they're roughly the same price.
mhm,
But yeah, like the fact that I have to get the top tier in order to have access to these some of these games that's coming out to have a trial
mhm,
kind of irks me. It irks me. I would love for them to bring back, and some companies, some developers are doing it,
mhm.
but I wish that all developers would bring back a demo, bring back the demo thing.
Yeah,
Now I get
exactly.
it for some games like Call of Duty, for example. Um, a demo can't be done because it's like, what am I really demoing here? Like
Mhm.
they Activision understand what their game is for, what people
Right.
play the game for, and it's not
Yeah.
the story.
Well, I mean, people will sit there and argue, like, "Well, they are doing demos, it's called beta testing." Well, yeah, beta testing is for you to play, demo the game, but then find breaks in the game and report them back if there's any issues. Okay,
Yes,
I'm fine with that too. Then start doing that with all games. Do
yes,
that with all AAA games that you really want to hit hard and you want people really to spend their money on.
yep.
Do that. Give people beta access or, call
Without
it a
having to
demo,
pre-order.
whatever you want to do. I don't care, you know?
Yeah,
But and or like, yeah, or what they used to do back in the day, if you pre-order the game, then you get early access or you get not I wouldn't say early access, but you get to have a beta access or something
yeah,
depending on it. But again, I don't want to spend money. I don't want to put money down on a game if I'm not gonna be positive that I'm gonna get it, right? So
yeah,
I would rather, say, you know, put it out there as a beta test or a demo if you're gonna push a game and you want somebody to buy it.
yeah,
I would rather play a demo, decide if I like the game, and then purchase the game full price just so I can support the developers. And
yeah.
I'm not saying the subscription service doesn't support developers, but I mean, Microsoft has Bethesda, Activision, you know, I don't know how many other developers they have
Oh, they
underneath
got a
them.
lot. They got
Right,
a lot. A
right.
majority.
So again, how is my $15 or $20 monthly payment covering all those developers?
That is true.
You know? And
Um,
and what if I'm only paying $20 a month to play one damn game because the rest of games on their system is trash?
mm, that is true. uh, what game
I
was it?
mean,
What game was
why
it?
okay, let me ask you this. Why would I go on put $20 a month to play Minecraft on Game Pass where I could go to Minecraft's main site or
Yeah,
I can go to PlayStation and pay 20 to $30, buy the game, and then just act and be able to play it online when I want to. Why pay $20 a month for something that just gives me access to the game where I don't have to spend extra money to play on their servers if I've bought the game?
that is true. I mean, shoot. I mean,
I'm just
so
saying.
you know
I'm
how
just saying.
Ubisoft got a got a streaming service now too.
Yeah, everybody's getting into it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not too proud of this, but I mean, I'm kind of am because I did get my money's worth. Cause I did beat the game before it hit that month where it would have just been the equivalent of the game itself.
Mhm.
but you know what I mean with Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yes.
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 So what I did, because I was curious about how much hate the game was getting, and
Mhm.
to be honest with you, the game did not deserve even a inkling of hate that it got. One of the best Ubisoft Assassin's Creed games that they have came out with today. And it does not spit in the faces of anybody culture or anything like that. It was a decently done game with a well done combat system that
Mhm.
I would happily compare it to Ghost of Tsushima
Mm.
as in the sense of, you know, samurai on samurai combat. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying.
But the thing was, you know me, we you know how you know my stance with Assassin's Creed games after Valhalla,
Mhm.
where it's like honestly just too much to do, and to be honest, I don't really compete because so it's like I don't really complete because there's so much to do, and then I get tired, I get bored, and on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But like with Assassin's Creed Shadows, I stuck to it start to finish.
Mhm.
I completed the game, and I was able to play it on the PC due
Mhm.
to the fact that I got the subscription,
Mhm.
and I was able to beat the game before the amount I paid in the subscription. So it took me if I would have just played it straight out, it probably would have just took me a month to beat it.
Mhm.
But I took it took me about three. It's like three. I beat it in about 3 months,
Mhm.
and then I canceled that subscription because
Mhm.
hey,
So, between 15 and $20 a month. So you ended up paying for the price of the game, and
yeah.
essentially you paid the price of the game, beat
Well,
it.
a little bit under the price of the game at the end of the day.
Well, still,
Yeah,
I mean, you paid for a service, whatever. So you paid roughly about the price of the game by the time you beat it.
yeah,
And now you cancel the subscription, but now you have no longer have the game.
yeah. So it's pretty much it's and
It's not a
the
wash because technically
no, no.
you could have spent the same.
I got my service. I got what I got what I paid for. And don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say that Ubisoft don't have a library of games that would interest people to get people to keep paying for the service. Because, like I said, if you are not Xbox, but if you are an Assassin's Creed fan and you want to be able to play through most of the Assassin's Creed games, then yes, that is perfect for you. Me, I just want to play that one game.
Yeah, but what I was gonna get at though is like you practically paid, for the entire game within 3 months of playing it to beat it, and then you canceled the service. So now you no longer have that game. You might as well just bought the game, played it, beat it, and
And
then
play
if
the
you ever
game.
wanted to go back and play it again, or go back and try and get 100% completion on because you've already beat the game, then you've already paid for it because you paid the $60 or 60 $70, and you got a one done deal. But now you put yourself in a position that you paid 3 months of service, beat the game, you cancel the service, and then if you want to go back and play it, you got to restart that service up again.
Now
You're spending more money than the game is worth then.
you know how I treated it. Honestly, and it's essentially like
A $60 demo.
nah, like how we. Cause like we think about it like this, like the whole concept of buying and trading in games and whatnot, right?
Yes, but you do not get any money value back if you trade it in.
Yeah, let's be honest. We ain't gonna get the value worth back either way.
No,
Like
but if you
matter of
trade a
fact,
video game and if you went and traded your game into GameStop for anything, you got some sort of credit back towards you. You may not get your money back because you've already played it, but
what?
you're
No,
gonna
you're not
get
getting your money
some
back.
credit back. You don't do that. You don't get that with the streaming services.
Oh yeah, of course not. But no,
Yeah.
that's like I said, that's just how I viewed it. But speaking of that, we come on to trading in your games and whatnot. All right, Jake, tell me something. What do you think killed? Well, not killed, but what would it be safe to say it killed it? Like it kind of died off because yeah, I know places like GameStop still like, do GameStop still allow you trading games? I think they do, right?
Yes. Mhm.
But
GameStop was the revolutionary company that revolutionized on game trading. There's
yes,
actually a uh, um, some sort of law way back when that GameStop actually took advantage of and developed game trading. And
really.
it was a yeah. There was like this whole history about how GameStop became the way it is on TikTok. Like this guy wrote and did this whole series of how GameStop came to be the way they are,
Oh my god,
and
please
from beginning to end.
send me that when you
So
get a chance, dude.
yeah, I will. But essentially, it's still there. Um, and but the way GameStop did it, they revolutionized. They took advantage of a law that worked in their benefits and made billions of dollars off of it.
They really freaking did. Like, oh my goodness. But like,
So,
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here to say there's not a benefit to you. I'm not gonna sit here and say there's not a benefit to buying and trading your games. It's just I don't know. I guess what rubbed me the wrong way when it came down to the whole concept of trading in your games and whatnot is, and honestly, I guess it's just how business work. But over time, right?
mhm,
Over time, I just noticed that the return on certain titles, the return the actual cash out, like when you cash that junk out,
mhm.
it was less than what it used to be.
I
It,
mean,
it
yeah. I mean,
and
and
like it became and then, like it just steadily because like it kind of got to the point where it's like okay the amount you got versus being a pro member versus being a regular customer it it was a little incentive to be a pro,
mhm,
but y you still didn't you still felt like you still felt like you actually did something as a regular customer, trading a game in, getting credit towards another game, or getting a or decide to get dude to cash it out. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
You still felt like you were walking away with something. Over time, it just started feeling like if you're not a pro member, and I didn't realize this until after I stopped being a pro member, and
mhm,
I went and traded in a game, and the amount I got for the trade in was like not even a quarter of the amount that they were selling the game that they were going to sell the used game for,
mhm.
and
And
it
that's
just
part of that
kind of
law.
yeah,
Mhm.
which kind of I don't know. I'm not gonna say it rubbed me the wrong way, but it just kind of made me start asking the questions like, why don't I just sell this myself?
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, the thing is, when we were in that part of GameStop and, we were trading our games in for things and whatnot, the thing is like, um, the market to try and sell it yourself was, you know, not as lucrative as it was or could have been. But we were just impatient. We didn't want to just sell it to somebody.
Yeah,
We didn't want to sit there and wait to try and find somebody, wait for someone to find us and be like, "Hey, I want your game." But then again, half the time, we were also in that series of bootlegs and people like ripping people off. So a lot of times people would just take their games to GameStop and they would get a cash value. Well, I wouldn't say they get a cash value. Well, they could have gotten a cash value. They got a cash
yeah,
value or a store credit, but that store credit and cash value fluctuated based on the popularity and demand of that game. If that
that
game
is
was not
true.
doing well, you got the lower end of a cash deal or store credit. If that game was pretty popular, you got almost close to 40% of what the actual game is
Yeah.
valued at. But then turned around to find out that, hey, they're going to turn that game around and sell that same game for like $5 less than the actual price of a brand new game in
Yeah.
some cases because of the
And it,
demand and popularity of that game. And I'm like, that would always piss me off sometimes. I'm not worried about like the store credit part, but what pissed me off is I would walk in and go, all right, I'm gonna find me Mario Party 6 on,
oh god, that
for the
that that would
Switch or
never
something like that,
cheat.
And it's like
Uh,
the game was $59.99, brand new Switch, casing and all. And then I would like find a used one. It was $54.99. I'm like, why the fuck would I spend $5 less to get a used version? Why not just get the new one where I can have the
yeah.
full
Oh
full
no.
case art and all that too?
Uh
I was like, some people are like, well, I don't care about the case art. I'll save the $5. I'm like, why?
no, Jake, remember, and don't forget, because just before, and I think this is why, I think this kind of plays into why we have like PlayStation Plus and Xbox and whatnot. Because keep in mind, remember during the PS3 era, the PS3, Xbox 360 era games,
Mm-hmm.
games had a online, like you had to pay for the online access for that individual game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you bought that game used,
Mm-hmm.
you did not have online access.
Mm-hmm.
That was like that was the BS of it. 'Cause I remember back in the day, K bought Mortal Kombat 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of those games, like I said, he bought it used because
Mm-hmm.
his pop like motherfucker, his pop was still kind of sore about him selling his Xbox a couple of years prior.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Yeah, I'm not paying full price for a game."
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, he ended up having to pay full price for the game in the long run because when you buy it used, you didn't get the code to get online access.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, no, that back in the day irked the heck out of me. It's like,
Well, there was a lawsuit back in the day too with GameStop, and it wasn't technically GameStop's fault
yeah,
essentially, but there was those things where if somebody went and bought a used game and the cartridge or the box would say there would be a code in for this or whatever to access, whether it be for content, DLC, whatever, and it was supposed to be in the game box. Okay.
yeah,
So, they're selling the cover art that came with it. It says there's these things in it, but when a person bought the game used, that stuff was not in there. It didn't have the code in there for someone to use and be able to download the content that was promised to be in there. So they
yeah.
technically had a lawsuit where the person won, but
But
it wasn't. It was just a principle that GameStop sold a product that said it
okay,
had something in it, but it didn't. So they were held liable for you
wait a minute.
know
But wouldn't that just be common
for
sense?
fault. No, not back then. Not back then. Technically, people looked at it as like, hey, the customer's always right deal. If you're going to sell a product and that product says it's going to have something in it, and you don't put a disclaimer saying that that's not in there, then you're technically taking responsibility for that action and the customer's right type deal.
So that's
But again, you know, that's why a lot of times nowadays, if there's something like that, it's kind of a disclaimer of some sort. There's going to be some sort of disclaimer, or there should be. But that's why companies don't put scratch cards with codes in them anymore.
yeah.
You download it directly from the digital content. So it was just a thing that's kind of been ironed out. But yeah, I completely understand. I get it. I get what you're saying. So, but yeah, it was kind of a shit
That's
Ryan deal with that thing.
yeah, nah, like it's kind of wild. Shoot, who go to GameStop nowadays anyway, right?
People put trading in the Pokemon cards. You can actually trade in your slab
Oh
TCG cards.
yeah,
Yeah.
matter of fact.
So
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, you were right, and I think you can actually get that shit graded now, can't
Yeah.
you?
Well, you can take your cards into GameStop and pay GameStop to send them off for you to have them graded and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, and it's not
So it's just like, but I mean, honestly, why would I want to do that? Why would I pay GameStop to do it for me? You know, but
where you can do it
either
yourself,
way,
but yeah, I mean,
again, you can do that.
that's it's wild. It's wild, and that's shit. That's just one way to. That's one way to just keep yourself in business at this point.
Yeah, there it is. And
Like,
they're still doing the trading thing. People will
yeah,
trade in their Pokemon, their slabbed Pokemon cards to get a store credit, or or put it towards a different card that they may have in the store.
I remember when they started. Now I remember when they started allowing you to trade in your like your iPad, your phones, and stuff like that. Then
Hmm.
like, because I think they partnered. Was it Cricket that they partnered up with?
They partner up with different people. Yeah.
But yeah, like one like you were able to get a phone service and you
Hmm.
were able to use your trade in to pay your phone bill and whatnot.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like I get like I give it a GameStop on this. I give it a GameStop on this because it was a wild fucking ride when you stop and think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was a wild ride because like back in the day, because it was GameStop, then it was EB Games, and then Play and Trade, and GameStop is still the only one standing.
Well, technically, EB Games, if I recall,
They got absorbed into GameStop.
was a European
Yeah,
company, and they eventually got bought out by GameStop, I think.
yeah.
You know, and then same thing with trade and was it trade and play
Play and Trade.
or play and trade. They eventually, I think, they went out of business because of the fact that GameStop was monopolizing the system.
Yeah, they were
So,
not like the thing. Cause the cool like, cause the thing you were playing like the cool thing with Play and Trade was back in the day, and like 'cause Play and Trade had something that GameStop didn't. They would allow you to actually rent out. Now I'm not ready to say rent out, but like I guess secure a time for you to come in, play a game you want to play, or play with your friends for a couple hours and whatnot, and then just leave afterwards. Like and then there was only then also at the time, they was the only store that was still taking in retro games because at a certain point, GameStop stopped, and I find it funny that they stopped and they didn't do it for a couple of years. But then once things started getting hard for them,
hmm.
that's when they decide, okay, we're gonna start by taking in retro games.
Hmm.
I'm like,
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah,
you could have just did that, but hey,
yeah.
it's it is what it is. Uh,
Um, so, all right, guys, I'm gonna lead us into another section here. And this may have spoilers. I don't know. It depends on how our conversation goes. Okay.
be ready for
Here.
spoilers.
Spoiler, spoiler. Woo, woo. But no, let's talk about some of the anime that we watched this week. So I got to watch Clevitas episode 10 yesterday,
I watched 9 and 10.
the day before, or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you watched them. You're caught up. I'm caught up.
yeah.
We're on the same. Oh my God. I never once foreshadowed or even saw coming the Headless King.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yes. Like that actually caught me. That actually caught me off guard when dude when it popped up. I'm like,
I thought for a moment there, like when they showed you like Nella, and the baby Luna in her arms, and you see like a shadow figure holding the head. I thought it was like Drell or somebody that like had the king's head or something coming to take
I,
Luna and get into the
yes.
forge. But then when they actually revealed that it was the king himself, unless he's possessed by, and which is very likely, he might be possessed by some other, magic user of some sort. Either way, we'll find out in the next episode. Either way, there is a decapitated king walking around about to throw somebody in a furnace.
But thought ain't no somebody. We know about like I
Yeah,
said, we said spoilers, god dang it.
he's about to throw his
His
grandchild
grandbaby.
into
Yeah,
the forge.
yeah, I don't know why, but for the longest I thought it was his child.
No, no, it's his grandchild. It's his daughter's child, the princess's.
Uh, yeah, oh yeah. But speaking of her, she's a badass motherfucker. She's a bad bitch. I give her that.
Yeah, no, I mean
Like
she was willing to take up the mantle, even though she's not by
technical.
law, by law, of the government, or was they technically allowed to
Yeah.
take ownership of the king's. She could if there was no baby,
Yeah.
if no baby was involved, but since her son is born, he's the rightful king. So, but
Dang. I
but
just
since she is his mother, she's taking up the mantle temporarily, in a sense. Like, she's like,
until
I
he's
may
old
not have the
enough.
authority of the king, but I'm going to sit here and protect my kingdom.
Yes. But like, dude, then like I'm sorry, like those two episodes by itself was just peak.
Oh yeah,
Peak.
it was good.
Like
They were good.
I love learning about the Big Bad backstory, and it's like to
And how
be
they're saying that
honest,
magic is being like withheld, like they were like humanity was stripped of magic,
yes.
and he
But
believes
see,
that all that is under the forge. Like, it's like that race of species is like holding magic, like,
again, back from
oh
everybody else, just to
yes, and the only
dude,
people that can do it
yes,
is royalty,
yes, because
the pure bloods.
when I sit back and when I sit back and think because yeah, the fact that the bees don't have they have no knowledge of magic and whatnot,
Hmm.
which it kind of make me ask, how old are these bees?
From well, the thing is, they're I would guess they're maybe thousands of years old, but at the same time, they didn't they didn't roam in the lands of the humanoids.
That is true.
They had their own lands that they kept safeguarded and stuff for the last couple of eons, or whatnot. So,
Yeah, that is true.
I
But
mean, Clevitos was freaking up in the mountain, and that's all he had. That's where he stayed the entire time
he just
until he
chilling
gets
in the
attacked,
mountain.
and he's like, "I'm gonna come down and take your ass out, and then I'm gonna go down to the kingdom and beat his ass because you tried to invade my territory."
He stepped on my territory. Now he gonna
Right?
step in his, beat fuck everybody else. Cause fuck y'all,
It's
man.
it's
What the
the it's
fuck?
the it's the red versus blues at this point.
Yeah. Goddamn, I didn't do nothing. And then the fact that I'm trying to figure out who the hell's happened to Big Bad though, because it was not the
What, you talking
dragon
about
he killed.
Drell?
Yeah. Eh,
Oh,
yeah,
so
it's not the dragon he killed.
here's the thing, and this is what I think it happened. Okay,
All right, let's hear it.
he slays. He ends up slaying one of the weaker dragons. He didn't
Yeah.
fight. He didn't slay the dark beast. You know, he slayed one of his weaker dragons. Okay,
Yeah.
but it was still powerful. Okay,
Oh
and the
yeah.
sword, the sword absorbed that dragon's powers. Okay, and that life essence. But what I think happened, because after he was like excited that it was over with, he slayed the dragon, and the dragon's essence were in the blade. The dark beast dragon appeared behind him. I can't remember what he said, but the next thing you know, the next scene is you see him getting up from a pile of blood in the snow,
Yep. And a
right?
crater.
Right, of the footprint, right? Here's
Yeah.
my thought. The dark beast allowed himself to be absorbed into the sword. Like, he put himself into the sword.
Oh.
Okay. So he didn't
Yeah.
exactly die, but he I wouldn't say he sacrificed, but he gave himself up to be in the sword, because I guess he saw something in
He's
Drell.
probably, it probably has something to do with immortality, to be honest with you.
Yeah, something, right?
Because
Because because Drell, and
I
then in
mean, he
episode
got
9,
scared. He got scared.
well, I mean, he did get scared, but in episode 9, though, Drell captures Clevitos and his little magic spell of blood,
Yeah.
which is not something that he did alone. He did that using the dragon's powers that are embedded in the sword,
Yeah.
but he sacrificed his body, right?
Yeah.
And then his body gets re-spewed out of the sword, and his body's reformed in
Which
the
I don't.
form of immortality, and that's the dragon's power.
Yeah. Oh goodness
So
gracious.
the dark beast allowed himself to be absorbed into the sword because he, I think, is using Drell as he's using
Someone.
Drell's body as his way to walk around the humanoids world to get to magic so he can claim all the magic and then control the world.
That could be it. I
So he
mean,
could defeat all the other dark beasts and just take it all for himself.
and why is it's always
That's
a
my
dragon?
hypothesis. That's
It's
my
always a dragon
hypothesis.
that want to do that shit too. It's like, can we just chill out? No, 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 no. Fuck that. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm ready to fight. I'm gonna fight everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Dragon, chill the fuck out.
Hmm. But no, that's my thought. That's my thought on Clevitos right now. That's my hypothesis. It might change. We'll see in the next couple episodes. But if
I
you
mean,
and
what?
everyone out there, if you're interested, Clevitos is on Crunchyroll, and new episodes comes out every Wednesday.
Heck yeah, go watch it. You
So
don't love it. I promise you. If you don't love it, that's not my fault. You don't got you just got bad taste.
it's kind of slow in the beginning, but it catches it like speeds up real quick.
People gonna come in like, "What do you mean I got bad taste?" You heard what I said?
Yeah.
Did I stutter?
All right. So I know you haven't been watching this, but you need to. You need to catch up.
I mean I got the free time now.
So there's no damn
Unfortunately,
excuse.
I got the free time now.
Yep.
Unless something works out. Mm,
Rise of the
no.
Shield Hero season 4, episode 10. Amazing.
Oh my god! Like I said, I do got to catch up on that.
You need to. You need to, man. It is
But you know what?
such a good series.
I think. Oh man, I think I want to. Like in all honesty, I think what I want to just do is just like the next few time in Discord and whatnot. Even if I don't feel like watching it, I'm just gonna freaking put it on, watch it while talking with the guys, and just
Dude,
because
screw that. Just go get yourself some, like, order yourself some popcorn, make some popcorn, and have a freaking anime marathon in your living room on the TV.
I shoot that. Heck, that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days.
But dude, just pretend you're that version of Leonardo DiCaprio that's in there, got a beer in one hand. Yeah, exactly that right there.
You a trip, bro.
Yeah.
But what
But
happened in that episode?
all right. So spoiler. All right. The Shield Hero and his team are on Cute and Low.
Yeah,
Cute and Low is the land of the beast people. Okay.
yeah.
That's where Ruftelia came from. All right.
I'll tell you, that's the
She's the foxy one that she's the first person. She was that girl that he took under his wing.
his first of his
Slave.
harem. Gotcha.
Yep. First of his slaves.
Oh God, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, that's actually what they call them.
Yeah,
That's it. That's in the anime. I'm
is.
not being discriminative or anything. That's exactly
Yeah,
what they call him in the series. And it's not a harem because he does have several of the girls, but he also has at least one or two male characters as well.
he
But the
just
thing
don't
is,
care.
they also end up, technically, just go backtrack a little bit. They all decide, because he even offers to let them go for free. Like he's
Yeah.
not he talking about, I'll let you stay. Like you can go on and do whatever you want. They all volunteered to stay his slave
See,
at
that's
one point.
that's how you know you that nigga, you that guy.
Right. But episode 10 of season 4, they're in Cute and Low. They're
Yeah.
in Cutenlo because of the fact that at one point on his own land, they bought Raftelia a new piece of garment. It was a priestess outfit that you would recognize when you would, go to Japan or you would watch stuff. Is think of the priestess
Like,
outfit that Kagome
uh,
wears
yeah,
or
that I was
Ray
getting ready to
wears
say.
in Sailor
That's what I
Moon
was
or
getting ready to
something like that.
say.
She puts on a priestess outfit just like that.
Oh,
And because of that, she didn't know, nobody knew. But the next thing you know, within the next day or so, they're getting attacked by beast folks and they're trying to
what?
kill her. Why? Because since she puts on the kimono or the outfit of the priestess, it's a declaration that she is becoming the emperor of Cutenlo.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah, and then hold on. So it gets better. So because of that, they end up trying to attack her and trying to kill her because she put on that piece of garment and she had no idea. But
Yeah.
she is a beast folk of Cutenlo. It is practically like a declaration of war practically against the current emperor. So they eventually take on a journey. They get to Cutenlo finally. They're on the islands. Um they're trying to make their way to find that the current emperor, by the way,
Yeah.
is, and I think the current emperor is actually some sort of childlike beast folk,
Ah,
not even
great.
a full, but he or she has uh people like retainers or whatever that make decisions for them. And obviously one of them is all about the power and is evil. So that's why we got these. Anyways, they are trying to prove or make a point that Raftelia is to be the new emperor, and they're gonna have kind of like make it look like that. So uh they were planning on going to the old capital where the emperors used to live before the new emperor moved
Yeah.
the capital. Then they start seeing that a beast is attacking, trying to reach the cute and low people in a village below or nearby. They end up fighting a hydra. Okay,
Ouch.
but
Oh,
here's the
no.
thing. Here's the thing. They go up there, they fight this hydra, they kill the hydra, and they're like, that was too fucking easy. Like, why did that seem like it was so much easier than it was? It wasn't.
Because it
It was
was.
because it wasn't the real hydra. It was technically a copy of the hydra. Another one ends up popping up in a different color,
What?
like a purple color. Okay,
Yeah.
and they start attacking it, and it's way stronger, right? Then they realize, after they have a conversation, whatever, they realize that this hydra is not the real hydra either. It's
What the
another. It's another like clonish.
wait,
Hey,
wait, wait, what?
you know,
What?
yeah, yeah. It's technically is what it is. It's not like a clone. It's a clone, but it's not a clone. It's not like, hey,
There's a false Hydra.
right. But it was a much stronger version. It's kind of
Oh,
like
God.
when you're playing a boss
Who the
in a
fuck is
boss fight.
making them?
Well, hold on. It's like when you're playing a boss in an end game, and it's like you take them down, then they come back and they're like stronger.
Like,
Yeah,
haha, this
same
is not my
thing.
Final Four. I'm like,
Right,
no.
exactly. So Raftalia and the Shield Hero, they start. They were like talking with the dragon that they have, the pet dragon that they have,
Yeah.
and he's kind of gotten the blessing of the water dragon. He's a fire dragon. He's kind of got the blessing of the water dragon of Cute and Low.
Yeah.
Technically, they're discussing and realizing that the core, like the actual core to kill this hydra,
Yeah.
is not in any of these hydras that they're fighting. It's still in the ground. It's under the sakura tree that is in Cutenlo where they're battling right now. So they actually technically start walking underground. They find like this I guess you would call it like a hole, a well, or whatever you want to. Well, they have to escape because there's just massive energy
Yeah.
that's coming out. They get out of the cave and the hole safely and everything. And the real Hydra appears. A giant silver Hydra appears and they end up taking on the battle and defeating this Hydra.
The hell? Are you sure it's the real Hydra this
It
time?
was the real Hydra. It was the real Hydra because what
Good
happens is
God.
because they finally defeat the Hydra, they defeat the core, and the core was actually a cursed sword, which
Really?
is pretty freaking awesome.
So
Either way,
the
either
Shield
way,
hero,
it's a good season. It is a good episode.
like,
Um,
dude, that's just
yeah,
hurt.
Raftalia is on her way to try and take the whole country back of Cute and Low back, and essentially she's like, I don't even know if I want to be emperor of this land,
Yeah.
but you know, at this point they're just going to clear Raftalia's name to get people off from killing them, trying to kill them all the time, but at the
Yeah.
same time they're realizing that this emperor that's currently in power isn't the one really pulling the strings. The government is and their retainers, but they are treating the people of Cute and Low like shit.
Oh. Oh
Like
no. So we
they've
so
got outrageous laws and all this bullshit. They're
so we gotta do
like,
a little bit overthrow the government.
exactly,
Okay, let's go. I'm down for it.
exactly.
Oh, okay. Let me not say that because but so we're gonna meet at the White House on early in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know the
Okay.
plan.
Yeah. Hey, let's go. Yeah. Let's do it.
Exactly,
Throwing down the
exactly.
government. Yeah. Not just
uh,
joking, y'all. Just joking. Don't come at me, please. I'm handicapped. I won't survive in jail.
and that's why he wants to overthrow the government because he's handicapped and the government doesn't pay shit for him.
That is true.
I know. It took you 6 months or a year to get a freaking wheelchair.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on that bullshit.
Yeah, we're not putting personal shit in here. We're just that was just a
Oh,
that was a throwback.
that's that.
Um,
God, that just make want to whip
right?
somebody's ass.
I know it. I know it. See, what's another anime?
Oh, I got
what's
some.
something you've been watching? Yeah.
Well, I haven't been watching much. Just for we centering, but I don't know how true this is. But the anime Windbreaker is getting canceled. What I guess the anime, the webtoon is getting canceled due to confirmed plagiarism. So I don't know
Oh,
what's that.
interesting.
I don't know what that's gonna do for the actual anime. But
Oh, it would technically be uh stopped. Like whatever they've already got done, they'll probably finish up and that's it because or they just take it down as soon as there's if there's a lawsuit out there that proves that it's plagiarized,
yeah.
that company will either be sued to be paid back, back pay for the money that this person got
Oh,
plagiarized, and or they'll immediately take down the anime because it
I
wasn't
did.
lawfully theirs
Oh, that this was back in July. July.
of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a lawsuit, it's going to be a long battle before they finish. So the
I'm
company,
not.
what are
It's like yeah. He confirmed he is from the allegations. Apologized to fans. Mentioned burnout and intense deadline are leading factor to the lack of oversight and inability to uphold standards. Uh, like this bitch take a break. Like if you burn, if like I know that's easier said than done because it's. I'm sorry, mangaka is kind of they're when I hear when I hear a comic book writer complain about things, right? I'm like I hate it for him, but mangaka cause he has such strict they have deadlines they have to keep. Yeah, it's just I don't know. But no, like, or let me not say take a break because I don't know. Oh, I'm just like, damn, because I got curious about Windbreaker because one in it, that one guy that voices that one character I was trying to figure out if there's any had there if there has been any update on that situation.
Mhm.
And I saw like Renberg Council Nights, and I'm like, what the heck? What is this about? But yeah, dude, I don't know. I like Renbreaker. Renbreaker is a good anime. It's a decent, it's a cool little, power of friendship anime, in my opinion. The main character is learning important lessons. Like one, just because you different don't mean shit. You got friends, you got people that want to ride with you and whatnot. And like, don't judge a book by its cover type shit. Shit the
Okay.
kids need.
Okay. So
Am
I'm
I wrong?
actually finding an article about this right now, okay? And this
Okay.
article was back in July 15th of 2025. Um
Please tell me I'm wrong.
no, no, in December of 2023, Jo Young Sok published the first chapter of his new webtoon Windbreaker. Not to be
Yeah.
confused with the martial arts manga of the same name, the series centered around a rookie bicyclist competing in a prominent event.
Oh my
The
god.
series the series ran for nearly 12 years, and in that time became one of the most popular sports series on the Naver's webtoon site. However, now that the series has come to an abrupt end, after a post from the now deleted Reddit account highlighted examples of tracing, Joe uploaded the rest of the parts to the site along with a special apology panel. Naver announced that the series will soon be removed from their website, encouraging fans to finish it before it disappears. So, what happened and what does this mean for the format? Unfortunately, there's a great deal we do not know.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh my, I'm so happy it's not the anime. It's not that
well,
Windbreaker. It's a Windbreaker, but it's not that Windbreaker.
okay. So you were thinking it was a
I
different
was thinking it was the
series,
action, the
the martial art
current.
one.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my god.
okay.
But I'm still. But see the thing. One thing I was still wondering
Get your
about.
facts straight, man.
Hey man, this is why we fact check, man. Okay.
Well, that's why
But
I'm fact checking right
well, yeah,
now.
that's why I come and tell you. Cause I know you gonna do it.
Oh, you should have said something
You,
before we started. Ugh.
I just looked it up because I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out. It was like that. Can you remember I told you about that situation with that one voice actor, right?
Yep.
And I was wondering if there has been any more news on his involvement with one Windbreaker and two Clavitas.
I haven't heard
Because
anything. I haven't looked it
yeah,
up.
like same here. Like I know some game developers, some indie game developers he used to work with, they let him go behind no accusation. Well, I'm not gonna say accusation because like I'm sorry, man. That's ugh.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
But dang, not oh hey, when
Hmm.
I'm wrong, right?
Oh, I'm gonna say you're wrong. You just mix things up. You didn't verify certain details.
Oh,
It's
thank
all
God
right
I
though. It's all right.
oh.
What was another anime that I've been watching that I really enjoy? Well, let's say there was I still gotta catch up. I think I'm an episode behind or two, but I got
And
reincarnated as a vending machine. That's a
oh,
funny one. I like that one.
yeah, you were watching it on my account, by the way.
Was I?
Oh, yeah, you were watching it on my profile. I was like, I didn't start this.
Mm,
It was too.
that wouldn't make sense because I didn't start from a new episode from the beginning. I
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. And
I mean,
this is
unless you
why.
started watching it, I was watching on my account because I ended up watching it. I may have. I could be wrong. I may have accidentally tried. I may have actually
Hold
started
up.
an episode
You
and I was
know
like,
me.
"Oh crap!" on the wrong account. But I know I watched it on my account.
Now I don't want to
There
show.
are times
Yeah,
I've accidentally
yeah.
gone
We're
into
born
this.
of the Vending Machine, episode 9, season 2, episode 9.
I didn't scroll through it, but I mean,
Yeah, and then Fire. Oh no, I started Fire Force.
Yeah,
and
I've got Fire
Kaiju number
Force too,
9.
but
Have
yeah,
you seen?
I've got all that.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Kaiju number 9, I've watched the newest one of that one recently too.
I did not see the newest one of that, but
That was good.
I have been. Well, being where everything went on last week, we didn't get a chance to talk. We didn't get a chance to talk what do our episode, but I have started watching that one trash anime. I c- I can't pronounce the name. I'm you know my
Oh, is
re-
it the one you were talking about?
yeah.
That one, it's like the new one that came out recently?
Well, yeah, where it's like
Or
it's
civilian or society is like ranked based on like where
uh,
you lived on, like if you like on the
yes,
islands or something like that, and there's like the really rich people on the top island, and then
like
there's like the shitty
like
people on different islands.
like the island is like divided between the rich and the poor,
Right.
or
Yeah.
so the rich is like super clean and everything is like
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
where the poor is like, even though like even not well not poor but more or less nomads or nomad
So
like
so
people.
essentially like the Hunger Games, but in an animation form.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Capital
And
versus District 13
yes,
or
and
District 12.
yeah, because like they kind of like, people over there do kind of migrate to work in the city with the rich and whatnot
Hmm.
and all that stuff. But like, yeah, because essentially, what happens? The boy's father figure get murdered, and instead of listening to him and like, oh, you saw him, you saw the murderer. Okay, can you give a description? No, they're like, oh, you murdered him. Your
Hmm.
blood was on his head. I mean, his blood was on your hands. So you obviously did it. It's like, but I didn't. And I think
Right.
the heartbreaking part. This is just the first episode, by the way. The
Hmm.
heartbreaking part was his girlfriend or his little love interest, who was supposed to be
Hmm.
like his best friend and whatnot. She pretty much was like, she pretty much hit him with the uh, I'm not gonna believe it at first, but now that you're about to be executed or punished,
Hmm.
you're nothing but scum and you always be scum and all that stuff. So he was devastated by that and vowed for revenge. He got thrown off the island. And for
Hmm.
some reason, trash on the land
Hmm.
got tired of being trash, gained sentience, and became the giant ass monsters that eat and destroy everything,
Oh wow.
depending on where you land at. And
Gotcha.
so it really depends on where you land at. But
I
yeah,
gotcha.
like one of the highlights of this anime, and if you
Hmm.
can look it up because I cannot pronounce it or remember the name to save my life.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have. It's called uh Gachi Akuta.
Gotcha, at the say I.
Gachi
Mm.
Akuta. Yeah.
There we go. Gotcha Kuta, everybody.
Yeah. But and I have to go back because I said it was Rise of the Shield Hero season 4 episode 10 that I watched. I take it back. It was season 4 episode 8. I'm
Oh,
currently on episode 9,
okay, okay.
finishing it up. My son had to take over the TV, so I didn't get to finish that episode. I got to go back and finish it.
Oh, okay, okay. So
But um the other anime I'm catching up on, I'm on the newest episode. I haven't watched it yet. Is the
yeah,
Tojin Anki.
touching. Anki,
Tojin
Anki.
Anki, the one where the Onis versus the Momotaros, and
Oh
is the
yeah,
kid that's got the Oni blood. You know,
yeah.
yeah, that was good. That
Oh my
was
god,
pretty decent.
like
You
honestly, I
introduced it
gotta.
to me. I started
Yeah, I
watching.
know.
I've been watching it every week. So
I kind of fell out. Like I said, I kind of fell off. It kind of felt like I don't know. I'll get back into it, but like it just kind of
yeah,
felt like it was a mixture of everything
yeah, yeah.
that was already there. So it's like I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, I get it. No, I get it.
Yeah.
So, um, so a couple more things.
Yeah.
I'm also going old school with a few of my animes right now.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, what you start by
uh,
watching?
shit, yeah. Um, right now, I kind sometimes when I'm doing the dishes or whatever, I'm cleaning up my house a little bit. I'll listen and watch Inuyasha in the background.
Dude, oh
But
my god, that's
yeah,
like so many of my childhood memories right there.
well, also I'm about to hit you back even farther. You might even fall out of your chair for this one. I had a hankering
Yeah.
for some action, old school
Uh,
action.
okay.
Not Captain Planet action. No,
Ah,
no,
that's a classic.
no. But Gundam Wing, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Yep, been
Really?
watching that. I'm watching that right now too.
Oh my goodness. Now, you
And
know what?
then I gotta go through the OVAs. I gotta find the OVAs and watch those.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh my god. Now you and Kate gonna have a lot to talk about. God dang.
oh, I never
Oh,
talked to him. I'm not gonna talk to him. No, don't even bother.
damn it, G.
Ain't happening.
But now, like, oh my goodness. Now you know what the crazy thing is for me? Because Gundam was one of those shows that it took the toys to get me into. I was a kid. Keep in mind, I was in elementary, like
It was never
third grade.
toys for Gundam. It was never toys. It was models.
No,
They
no,
were
no, 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 no,
never
no, no,
toys.
no, 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 no. I
Well,
mean
I
the
mean, they did
actual,
have toys from Japan, but
yeah, the actual
still.
toys, not the model kits, because the model kits didn't come to like the model kits didn't come to America, or at least it wasn't being advertised like that in America
Well, no,
yet.
everything was. Well, even the toys weren't advertised in America. I mean, they essentially everything was you found them at a comic store, or you found it at a Japanese import store,
Oh, come on, bro. You remember
or something like
the
that.
battle damage commercial they came out with?
Nope, don't remember it.
What?
Mm-mm.
Bro, no, yeah, because I remember that. I remember that because it was. I think, yeah, it was Gundam Wing. It had to be. It was Gundam Wing. It wasn't. It wasn't G Gundam or nothing like that. It was Gundam Wing back in the day. Like they
Mhm.
actually had. They actually like and this is like one of the few times where I ever saw a company or a brand do like battle damage version of their stuff. And like, so yeah, um, they had like the actual battle damage stories where it's like the gun where it's like they pretty much use it as like you can use it as prop, use it as like just once again you wanted to have a battle damage version of I think it was the Gundam Wing or the Wing Gundam. You could have they had like 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 they had it where you like you're actually able to recreate certain scenes and whatnot instead of taking your toys apart, your Gundam toys apart, and doing it that way. You can just buy them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm seeing the clip right now. Okay, this it does look vaguely familiar, but it wasn't one of those commercials that was highly pushed.
Yeah, no,
I
you
really don't remember it too often. I mean, it looks familiar, but I don't really remember it too often. But
did
either
you
way,
watch
it's like,
did did you watch
but it's still
Tsunami
a
and all
lot of the
that?
times that there's even another commercial that they had. Apparently, it was a model kit commercial.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about where it's like how long it took you to make it?
No, I just had Gundam Wing, you know, um, action model kits and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, like I can't believe you managed to not witness some of those commercials because it's like Gundams and like because like, especially when they came up with the model kit, but the model kits, right? It's like
Mhm,
you had to you if you gonna buy a model kit, you had to be a fan. You had to take the time because you had to take the time and put it together, right? So
mhm,
like you had these rad, edgy, cool looking people for that time period. You know, you got the one goth chick, and like they're like pretty much talk about how long it took them. Like yeah, I
mhm.
took it took me 3 hours to build that. It took me 72 hours. It took me a week. I'm like,
Mhm.
that's a lot of time to build it. Like, what are you, what were you working on piece by piece a day?
Mhm.
All right. And then don't get me wrong. I don't think, and don't get me wrong. It's like, for what it was back in the day, these was high end model. These was high end model kits. These wasn't toys. These was like real, like deal model kits that you had to paint and all of that, right?
Mhm.
So it was really, it was really something back in the day. And like, I I know. Did you not watch Tsunami a lot? A lot?
No, I watch Toonami all the time.
Like,
It was always on in my house pretty much.
it's like,
But still, I mean,
do you not
um
remember the Dragon Ball Z commercials?
oh, yeah, I remember a lot of those, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We're getting sidetracked.
yeah, no, just to close it up, for the evening,
Oh my god,
um,
yeah.
uh, this week coming up this week, September 12th, technically, you can see it on the 11th if you get there early, early release tickets. But the official release of Dragon Slayer Infinite Castle is in theaters this week.
Ooh, very nice. That's
Yes.
a sound like a little fun event. For all y'all little
I'm
love burgers out there, ladies, take your man to go see that movie. If you like anime, you ever bought him a Demon Slayer sword. Trust me. Let me stop there because I was gonna go with that one. But it's a good movie. I think it's gonna be a good movie. I think because where it covers in that manga, right,
mhm,
Jake? Dude, action, so much action, so much,
mhm,
so much done, so nice, so
mm.
nice.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
absolutely.
god damn, it is 12:30 in the
Yep.
morning. Your wife is gonna kill me.
Well, next time, make sure you eat and wash your face way before it's time to start streaming.
Well, I was, but I got sidetracked.
Yeah, yeah, it's alright.
You know how that goes.
I know. Alright, guys, um, I appreciate every single one of you guys stopping by and taking a chance to watch or listen to our channel. We're very excited for that, and we appreciate you guys, giving us the opportunity to listen to us, and, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please feel free to drop in a comment in whatever channel you've watched us, whether it be on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If we get a comment, we'll take a look at it. If you have any suggestions, let us know. Things you'd like to hear us talk about, or if you have anything you want to say.
Any
Other than
animes,
that,
anything.
other than that, thank you for stopping by. This is Gamers Chat Podcast, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.
Peace.